Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa, on this auspicious, the third day of our Sri Ram Navami celebrations. I welcome Lord Ram, his manifestations, and all the Devis and Devtas that took part in this great epic called the Ramayana on this planet 2 million years ago and cyclically beyond in every Treta Yuga. And this is the 28th Treta Yuga that has passed since creation, which culminates in 155 trillion years that has passed. In this week, those that practice Sanatana Dharma, this epic is narrated around the world. And I, from the perspective and domain of the Sri Narayan Dham, which is an affiliate of the Sri Sampradaya, I want to bring in the scientific dimension of the Ramayana. And every now and again, without losing the trend of the main story, I will take you behind the story itself. So I stated on the very first satsang in this week that the main and most important reason that Lord Sriman Narayan incarnates is because he constantly pines for his children who are imprisoned in the material universes and who cannot claw their way out. This is the penultimate, the most important reason of the Lord's descent in the material universe, number one. And thereafter follows a grocery list of reasons. But right on the top, Lord Sriman Narayan loves every one of us. And he cannot bear the separation. And he incarnates timeously. He uses other reasons as an excuse to play with us. And in this great play, he brings his favorite and most important devotees. Notwithstanding the fact that some might play the divine role and some might play the demonic role. He spots with those that's playing the demonic role to uplift those that's in Satguru. All of you understand? So this Ramayana, the science behind Ramayana, the Vedic injunctions behind the Ramayana is absolute. And today, material science has confirmed that Ramayana is not a myth. It is an absolute history and absolute history. We do not need material science to authenticate us. But because we are so materially immersed that when they do, it makes you feel great. That the culture and religion and system that you are born in is the library of information for the world. Don't you? Yes. So, another reason that Lord Ram took his incarnation, because the murti form was not properly worshipped. The murti form was not properly worshipped. And I'm going to tell you with confidence today here at the Sri Rangam Temple in Durban, South Africa, that today you that are seated here is making Lord Ram absolutely proud of his incarnation. You specifically who's seated here today. And I'm going to explain to you scientifically with reason and logic. Where did Lord Ram take his birth? Vanita Beni. Sita? Oh, I thought you saw Vanita Beni. Okay. Thank you, Sita, for not dancing. I thought the group might come down. I went into deep meditation and I asked all the gods to please restrain me.
I told Amma dancing before she started. She asked me.
Oh,
She
thank
told like
you.
my friend had a broken leg. I said, okay, keep it. Don't dance.
You had a broken guru. Thank you, Sita. Dancing, eating, guru has nightmares. Sita is the guru's karma. I have to pay. Okay? So I'm saying that when I looked at every one of you and look at the significance of the Ramayana, when was it written? Last 2 million years ago in Treta Yuga. And look at its relevance today. Look at its relevance today. Because I have stated without any fear on this international platform that Sanatana Dharma is the absolute science. It is not a religion. And here's the experiment today. Here's the experiment today with each one of you seated. So what does Ayodhya mean? A place that cannot be destroyed by war. A place that cannot be destroyed by war. And Ayodhya is in existence since the Ramayana. India was taken over by the Muslim Mughals. The main temple, Sri Rangam Temple, a mosque was built on it, was it not? And last year, the judgment was given that the mosque must be broken down and a temple must be built on its original site. So the name Ayodhya holds true because it has retained its original status. Has it not? So in which part of India is Ayodhya? North India? So Lord Sri Ram took his birth in North India. And Valmiki's Ramayana is written in Sanskrit. The world's two oldest languages. The world's two oldest languages. None of these two languages can claim to be superior than the other. Is Sanskrit and Tamil. Sanskrit and Tamil. Sanskrit, North India, Tamil, South India. And look at the Lord in His perfect equilibrium. Look at the Lord in His perfect dispensation of His spirituality, Lord Sri Ram. He took his birth in Ayodhya. He traversed to the bottom of South India and he crossed into Lanka. He crossed into Lanka. He synthesized and equalized South Indians and North Indians. Did he not? And what you see seated here today in my Satsang. Who feels more superior or inferior than anyone else? Is this not a reason for Lord Ram today, present here in his spiritual form, to be on the top of his world? 2 million years ago, he brought these two cultures of Hindus and merged them into one. And that is why the Ramayana is equally loved in both the north and the south. And I'm going to give you a reason why I said this is scientific. There was a murti of Lord Sriman Narayan that was handed to Lord Brahma, which was in North India. That murti was on its way to, under the instructions of Lord Sri Ram, to go to Lanka. That murti refused to leave Sri Rangam Temple. Sri Rangam Temple in South India is our source here at the Sri Narayan Dham, where on my left you see Lord Sri Ramanuja. His body 1004 years later is preserved without any chemicals, and it sits behind that murti which Lord Sri Ram sent from North India to South India, which is lodged in the Sri Rangam Temple today. And Vishwadhar, on this discourse, when it is being transcribed, then he was in Sri Rangam Temple last year. I sent him to, for many reasons. For many reasons. And you will find a photograph of Lord Sri Ramanuja His body still preserved after 1004 years, and Lord Ranganath in the front. Which is the murti that Lord Sri Ram took his birth. One of the reasons to show man how to worship God in the murti form. Every day at Sri Rangam, that murti is worshipped as per the Pancharatra Agama system. And the Pancharatra Agama system is written by no other than Lord Sriman Narayan himself. He is the author of the Pancharatra Agama system. And it is for this reason that I do not take rituals lightly in this Sri Narayan Dham. Because the Supreme Lord himself wrote how a particular ritual should be done. And the reason the Supreme Lord wrote how a particular ritual should be done, so that rituals cannot be done in any other way. Rituals cannot be done in any other way. And if anyone is doing any ritual that is not in conjunction with the Pancharatra Agama system, then in essence that ritual is defying the instructions of the Supreme Lord himself. If a policeman told you turn right and you turn left, are you committing a crime? Similarly, if God wrote how you should perform rituals, and if you have concocted your own rituals, then you are committing a crime, you are in violation of the instructions of the Supreme Lord. Logical, scientific, reasonable, you can understand. So every action that you take place religiously or spiritually, information is very easy to access. When my grandmother was born, if she needed to know the Vedas, then she would have to take a ship from Durban to the Himalayas, climb up that mountain and find a guru from in the bush somewhere to know the Vedas. Today, Satish, you have to take a ship to go anywhere. That is why?
No.
You just surf the net. You just surf the net. Whatever the Guru talks here, you take out your phone and you punch in Pancharatra Agama. And Wikipedia will give you what Pancharatra Agama is. And if you look properly, you'll find a translation in English. Search Pancharatra Agama like how you search for nightclubs and restaurants. Look nicely. Flip. When you see a restaurant or a nightclub that is not making sense to you, what you do? You search deeper and deeper. Similarly, search for Pancharatra Agama until you can find it in English. When you find it in English, see what is contained therein. And then rationalize the Guru's discourse with our scriptures that were prescribed by authority. All of you understand? A satsang must benefit you in all your dimensions. Knowledge is just one of them. Vashni, where's your mother today?
At home.
Not going round any trees? Not going round any trees? You must make her listen to this discourse, because when you told your mother to come to Satsang, what she said?
No.
Why?
Because
Why are you going to the Hindustani Satsang? Vashni's mother said, why are you going to the Hindustani Satsang? Alright? How many years ago that was, Vashni? 5 years ago. Stand up, Vashni, let everyone see you. Yeah. This is Mataji's and our favorite baby. Thank you, Vashni. You got your 15 seconds off. Vashni got many hours of fame here. Her name is in every discourse.
She's on autocorrect now, so we have a short form for her
Okay.
to type.
She's even on autocorrect. Alright. If you want to learn how to be with a guru, consult Vashni. What's your age now, Vashni? 16 minus 5? 11. I want Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das to listen to this aspect of the discourse. Vashni was 11 years old when she came to the Guru. And she came flying high. She came flying high. And the Guru was living on a very high point in Reservoir. My driveway was like this. And I was right up their hill. And Vashni came up the high driveway, flying high, on Ritland. On Ritland. She should fly past the Guru, like a ghost. Fly this way, and fly that way. Alright? And Vashni was 11. And they said that she has a medical problem. Her father is here, Vasudeva Ramanuj Das. I don't want to spoil anything for you, Vashni, and call your father out by his other names. Alright? Vasudeva Ramanuj. What they said was wrong with your daughter, Vasan?
ADHD.
What is ADHD?
Acid stuff, can't concentrate, fidgety, moving around, no concentration.
And they put her in a group,
Yes.
and they wanted to put her in a system called Catch Up Kids. They wanted Vashni to catch up kids. Now kids are catching up to Vashni. Now kids and adults are catching up to Vashni. I told Vashni, take your Ritalin and do what to it? Throw it in the bin. Nothing is wrong with. Guru will fix you. And what you did. And how you are from that day till today.
Normal child.
You all heard? She said she's a normal child. I hope Vasudeva Ramanuj, sometimes I like to call him Dasi. Sometimes I like to call him Dasi. I hope Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das, although I like to call him Dasi, But I have to call him Das Vishwadhar, not Vasudeva. Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das. Hear carefully. That Tibeshni had no fear and full confidence in a Guru. There has been more fights between me and Tibeshni than a good relationship. Because Tibeshni just took one part of her father's business. Her father is in air cons. She left the air out and specialized in the cons. And there is no con that is greater than Tibeshni con. Alright? So for that reason, she and I have had many battles, and our battles continue. I can reprimand her to the highest level in my kutir. She will still bow down with full love for a guru when she leaves. Who can take away a teenager's cell phone and not be hated? Every time Tibeshni conned herself back into her cell phone, Guru took it away. Many times. But she loves her Guru the same amount when she met her Guru up until today. And this is the reason why we have weeks like the Ramayana week. So that we can show you that the Lord's potency, cannot be analyzed by the human mind. The Lord is fully potent. And in this satsang, we don't give you God's miracles outside. We give you God's miracles right here in this satsang. And Tibeshni continues to relish God's and Guru's grace because of her absolute discipline. On one side, she is the greatest con, but on the other side, her devotion. Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das, he gave a discourse on devotion a month ago. Okay, so you will notice that we are bringing in Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das quite a lot into our satsangs. For the past 3 years, we hardly heard of him, Kamita, because I told him, you all know he does satsangs every Monday. So I told him, I want you to do a discourse on yourself and reprimand yourself. Otherwise, if the Guru has to unthread you, then you're going to get hurt. So he did a discourse, but he sugar-coated it. He sugar-coated it. So now the Guru is discussing for him. And for those of you that do not know who Vishwadhar is, he is the Secretary General of the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation. Alright? That's who Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das is. So I hope he's taking this part between Tibeshni is for him. I'm blessing him tonight from the Sri Narayan Dham here in Durban, South Africa. I hope he follows Tibeshni's way of coming out of her situation so that he can be as free as Tibeshni starting from tomorrow. And I'm sure everyone here that knows him also prays that he has strength to continue his life in purity. Okay? Coming back, I almost am at the end of this service or this course, And I want to appeal to all of you that if I was explaining to Rakesh Bhai just now in my kutir the importance of coming to Satsang. When I told Rakesh Bhai, when you come to the ashram, there's two ways you come to the ashram. You come to the ashram in Satsang, and when you come to the ashram, out of Satsang. And I said, Satsang is like a washing machine. Ashram is like the washing machine. You are like the clothes in the machine. When you put a particular clothes in the machine, does the cloth or cloth need to do any work to get clean? What it does? You just spin with the machine. The machine will clean you. The machine will clean you. So when you come to satsang and do seva, you come to satsang and you feed the Gomatas, then you are a cloth in the washing machine with water only. Do you get washed? Does the cloth with water only get washed? Yes, it gets washed. To a certain extent, it will get washed. But when you come to satsang and drink in the transcendental knowledge of a bona fide spiritual master, then that is the jig that goes into the washing machine. That is the jig that goes into the washing machine. And if you are spinning regularly in this washing machine, how will you come out as a cloth? Nadira, every time you look at your washing machine, think of what the Guru said. All of you got washing machines. Your conscience should trouble you. Alright? And those of you that do not have a washing machine, that is why, take out the cover of my washing machine in the back there. So whilst they're eating, they can look at this washing machine. Jokes aside, if you want to enhance your life, materially, spiritually, economically, and health, then this is the place to be. This is the place to be. This is a bank guaranteed check. Here is a bank guaranteed check, because here only the Lord is in charge. Nadira, how many bosses there?
One.
Only one boss, and that is God. In this satsang, one boss, and that is the Supreme Lord. Guru is just the waiter. As the Lord dish out, the Guru serves. As the Lord dish out, the Guru serves. Lord is the boss. The word impossible does not exist in our vocabulary. The word impossible does not exist in our vocabulary. And the word coincidence also does not have a meaning in this satsang. If you are here, however you landed here, and you're not here by coincidence, you are here by God incident. God brought you to this satsang. And as I said yesterday, in yesterday's satsang, Dave is here today.
Yes.
Okay, Dave, sorry, this light is too bright. I know you're not Vasan, but I still can't see you. Alright? Dave, what I said, if you're an Indian and you work for Mercedes-Benz, and you introduce yourself to another Indian anywhere and you tell them you work for Mercedes-Benz, the first thing they ask you is, how's it my guru? How's the contract for the Mercedes? Isn't every Indian? If you work in a spice shop and you tell another Indian, I'm working in a spice shop, tell you, how's it guru? How's the masala? Isn't? Then you are here, all of you are here today, and the Guru is here. Ask the Guru, how's it, Guru? How's our contact with the big Guru? You understand? You think this is a joke? Alright? So we do this in other aspects of our life, isn't? We do this in other aspects of our life. Why not implement that aspect here? Why not implement that aspect here? Mataji and I sacrificed our life. This is not a story you hear in a guru book. This is for true. You can come and experience it. This is not a story from India. This is your own guru, your own brand. Your own brand. This is not a guru from India. We have our own South African culture, isn't? Yes, don't have me brides and beers. That is not a South African culture, brand. Alright? But we understand each other. So I'm saying, if God finds to see you, and He incarnates and He travels all the way from Vaikunth to Durban. And when you are in Durban, I have that bhai there. When you went back to Joburg, where? When you leave in? Sorry? Saturday. So he's leaving on Saturday. He can watch us on Facebook. Yeah. But whilst he's here, he should be making most of Satsang, because the Guru got a contact with the Bigo. So when you land in Joburg, you'll be connected to the Bigo. You understand? All of you understand? And those of you that are here, Strini, a few kilometers away, don't sit and cry at home and say Bigo is doing nothing. Bigo is here this week with a very, very big team. With a very, very big team. Alright? And if you need the Bigo, a few kilometers from your house. Alright? We'll keep your parking reserved here. We'll write Strini here. You don't have to get fresh through the barriers. Alright? Are there any questions? Are you feeling good tonight?
Yes.
That Lord Sri Ram, He made North and South India one. He made North and South India one. He gave equal importance to Sanskrit, the language Sanskrit, and the language Tamil. And he traversed, he walked from North India to South India. And he had Lord Sriman Narayan's murti placed at the Sri Rangam Temple and made Sri Rangam the headquarters of all spirituality. So this satsang, like the Vaishnavi's mother said, Hindustani satsang, this is not a Hindu. The headquarters is in South India at Sri Rangam Temple. This satsang is for those that are in Sanatana Dharma, a term colloquially called Hinduism. Okay? Hinduism is for all languages of those that are Hindus. Hindi is a language. Hindu. Tamil is a language. Sanskrit is a language. But we are all Hindus. Urdu is a language. You understand? All of you understand? So we are one. And aren't you feeling great that Lord Ram took took his birth 2 million years ago, and he made sure that there is no difference between South and North. Jai Sriman Narayan.